Guessing we have a Super Bowl fan in the house.
Yes.
Looking very forward to it.
Yes, I'm very excited.
I'm thinking it's going to be an entertaining game.
Yeah, I'm sure. Turn right foot. Tired.
Good morning. Who joined?
Ryan?
Hi, Ryan.
Good morning.
Good morning. Who just joined?
Hi, good morning, Mr. Joe.
Hi, Jill. Good morning, Commissioner. Chief, are you here for the sheriff, or is he attending?
I haven't heard from him, so yeah, I'll be here for the sheriff.
Okay.
We undercover area.
I'm in moving mode.
Did you call?
We're on, yes. We have
That's not fun.
Ryan on the line. Yep. Nikki's here, the sheriff representing the sheriff and you.
I'm ready to take.
Hey, Rick.
Which call it?
Okay.
900098.
You can't go wrong.
Well, that's what she
He
said.
says no.
So I came up with the play. I'm in different.
Good morning, who just joined?
Good morning, this is Rick Stevens.
They have margarita plates.
We do. Yes. You can do that. I don't know if it's either or. And then just, yeah, that will just. Commissioner Metzger and Judge Brothers.
Yeah, I do that, and I've only been married 5 years.
Good morning, everyone. This time I'd like to convene the prison board and seek approval of the minutes.
I move to approve.
Rick?
Good morning, who just joined?
This is Sheriff. Good morning, Brad.
Good morning, Sheriff.
Could I have a second to the minutes?
I'll second it.
Oh, you need it. Okay. Any additions or omissions? Or corrections, I'm sorry? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. Okay, now we'll go to public comment on agenda items only. Hearing none, we'll move on to approval of the bills. Could I have a motion to approve the bills?
I'll make a motion.
Sheriff makes the motion.
Sheriff made the motion, Nikki seconded. Okay.
Sheriff seconds it.
The sheriff seconded. Okay. Any questions? Okay, hearing none. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries.
Good morning, Judge.
Morning.
Okay, approval of personnel actions.
Thank you, Commissioner. We would seek the approval of the following personnel actions. At the prison, these individuals are all full-time correctional officer relief. That would be Cody Kramer, Levi Yorks, Nathan Conser, Allison Lanahan, Ian Heaps, Michael Gomez, and Christopher DiAugustino. At the pre-release center, there are 3 individuals, Megan Whitmer, Bonnie Romano, and the last person there's a typo, it's Hannah Shaka. They're all full-time resident supervisors. Hannah Shaka will also be serving as a full-time resident supervisor / cook.
Very good. That's a nice compliment.
It is, yes. We're starting to make some very needed hires, and we're starting to work towards a more full complement of staff.
Okay. Could I have a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve. Mayor.
Mayor Vito and Scott Misker,
Sure,
second.
second it.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. Gordon.
The population report follows, and in the month of January, we averaged 152.77 males at the prison and 36.97 males at the pre-release center, for an average daily population of 189.74. We had a peak in the month of 199. Females in there, it says 0.26. In January, we still had not returned any of the females that we were outsourcing due to shutting down our female wing. We did average 7.06 females at the pre-release center. An average daily population then was 7.32, and we had a peak of 9 in the month. The average daily population, males and females in-house, was 197.06, with a peak of 207. We carried 22 males and 35.10 females on the in-home detention program. And overcrowding transfers, we carried 21.26 females. So our total population, in-house and outsourced, was 218.32. I'm happy to report that on Monday, we opened our female section back up. We returned our first group of females, and we have plans every week to return another group. We're working closely and appreciate the help of the Sheriff's Office, and also greatly appreciate the assistance from the other counties that helped us through this very difficult staffing time. The next report is the prison disciplinary report. The disciplinary committee, chaired by Deputy Warden Barnes, conducted 37 hearings in the month of January. 34 of those resulted in a guilty finding with disciplinary lockup time. 3 resulted in a guilty finding with lockup time suspended, and there were 0 not guilty findings in the month. Those hearings were held on 29 different inmates, 8 of which had more than 1 incident, and staff generated 27 informational reports in the month. And Ryan, is there any other additional information you wish to add?
No, I don't have anything to add.
The next report then is the pre-release center report. Indicates that we had 7 males on work release averaged in the month, 29 males on work crew, and 7 females on work crew. The total then was 36 and 7, and since this is January, that's also the year-to-date total. The bail release program report in the month of January, the program carried an average of 44.71 clients on supervised bail, 96.84 on intensive supervised bail, and 1.74 on supervised release, serving a driving under suspension sentence. The total average for the month is 143.29, and that equates to 4,442 bed days that were saved at the prison in that month. The mental health snapshot is the next report. This snapshot was taken on February 7th, and the total number of inmates within the prison system at that day were 254, 209 males, 45 females. Of those, 94 were under roster A with no mental health history, 37.01% of the population. 67 were under roster B, having past mental health history but no active symptoms within the last year, and that was 26.38%. 83 were experiencing some current mental health issues, and that was 32.68%. 10 of the inmates were under roster D and experiencing serious mental illness, 3.94% of the population. The dispensing of psychotropic medications at the pre-release center, of the 28 work crew inmates on that day, 4 were receiving meds. That was 14.29%. Of the 5 work release inmates, 3 were receiving meds, or 60%. Of the 33 total male inmates, 7 were receiving meds, and that's 21.21%. There were 6 work crew females and 1 work release female for a total of 7. Of those 7, 3 were receiving meds, and that was 42.86%. At the prison, 147 males were counted on that day, 21 were receiving meds, 14.29%, and there were 22 females, 7 of which were receiving meds, that's 31.82%. Within the pre-release center, the 25% of the population, total population, were receiving meds on this day. Within the prison, there were 16.57, and within the entire system, 18.18% were receiving meds. The next report is a yearly report that we provide to the board in the beginning, usually in February, and it's a summary of the juvenile commitments. In 2022, we had 5 male commitments. We had 0 female commitments. And then at the end of 2022, there were still 3 carried over. So we're still housing 3 male juveniles. We're not housing any female juveniles. And the final report is another report that we provide yearly. It's a summary of the federal Social Security incentive payouts that we receive from submissions that we provide to the Social Security Administration Office. And there's an agreement that we'll receive an incentive for notifying them that there's a person that is brought in and is receiving benefits. They then review that and they determine if the person should continue to receive those benefits or if they're going to suspend them. So we have an agreement that we are compensated for continually notifying them of our commitments. The additional informational highlights: on January 6th, Deputy Warden Ebner and I met with representatives from West Branch Drug and Alcohol Abuse Commission, River Valley Health and Dental Center, and McCormick Law Firm to discuss medication-assisted treatment at the prison. On January 9th, Deputy Warden Ebner chaired the CJAB Mental Health Subcommittee meeting. On January 18th, the prison and the PRC initiated a project of providing electronic tablets to the inmate population. That was our go-live date with our vendor. On January 25th, the prison entered into a contract or started a contract on working with Dr. Charlene Gondon from Restorative Behavioral Health, and that's to provide telepsychiatry services to the inmate population. Also on January 25th, I participated in a virtual executive committee meeting of the Pennsylvania County Corrections Association. And then on January 26th, Deputy Warden Ebner and Correctional Counselor Michaela Smith attended a virtual regional forensic psychiatric center meeting. And those are all of the informational highlights I have for the month.
Thank you, Warden. I do have a question, though. I think we have a pharmacy here now at the county, and can any of these medications, if they're in that facility, be used for our prison inmates? Or have we not looked into that yet?
That's something I can review with Director Seagraves in HR.
Okay.
We have a contract with Diamond Pharmacy for our medications, but it's something that we can look into, see if it's able to be provided.
Commissioner, the pharmacy is not open yet.
Right. Okay, we'll move on to the old business and the reentry program.
Good morning. So So starting out with the report from the Adult Probation Office, there were 21 sentenced, 47 APO, and 1 pretrial. The total program population as of February 6th was 69. 48 of those were male, and 21 of those were female. There were 33 clients receiving monitoring services. 10 of those were alcohol monitors, 4 were GPS monitors, 15 were home guards, and 4 were breathalyzers. There were 11 juveniles receiving GPS monitors, and there were 14 total intakes. Moving on to the in-prison report, the current active participants as of January 31st was 31, with 4 pending intakes. Intakes completed in January was 12, LSIRs completed was 10, transitional action plans created was 12, and sessions completed was 26. Total participants who were released was 9. Referrals made was 4, resources given was 27, and total referrals made for the month of January was 19. 11 of those came from the prison, and 8 of those came from the pre-release center. Broken down by sentence, 5 of those were probation violations, 3 were megs out, 5 were new cases, 5 were domestics, and 1 contempt. And the reentry service statistics for January, the average population per day was 70, total intakes was 14, total discharges was 10. Of those 10, 7 were successful, and total EM population was 44, 33 of those being adult and 11 being juvenile.
Thank you. Any questions for that? Okay.
Yes.
Bethany, do you want to?
Yes. So I recently got promoted. So Mr. Henning here will take over as the reentry coordinator. His official start date is Monday, but he'll be stuck with me training for a little bit, so I'll still be around just for a little.
Nice to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Yes. Next prison board meeting will be held at the prison on 3/10/23. We'll go into new business. Any public comment? Is there any online? None online. And Mr. Solicitor?
Sir.
We are going into executive session, but I don't believe we're going to be coming out back here. Can we?
We will.
Oh, we will? We
Yes,
have to?
there will be a vote in the public session.
Oh, okay, very good. All right. At this time, we are going to move to executive session.
Jill, where can I call you back?
Yes.
At the extension 2240.
Okay, thank you. If the other board members will just stay on the line, and I will call from the briefing room. Yeah.
Just wanted to come to visit.
I am here, no vacation until.
Right.
I know. Thank you, Sam.
Oh.
No, I don't. Because I'm not trying to declare war on anybody.
It's a bad concept.
Howdy.
Hi, Chief.
Good morning. Good.
Blaming on you.
Yeah.
Sure, please come up on it.
Okay, do we have everybody back on the line?
Yeah, Mark, Ryan's here.
Jill, did you reconnect?
Yes.
Okay. We have.
Everyone's on. At this time, I'd like to reconvene the meeting and seek a motion. This time, I'd like to seek a motion to ratify a job abandonment for Michael Kirschner.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. Sheriff seconds it.
We had 3 seconds.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay, that motion carries. This time I'd like to seek a motion to terminate Shania Blackstock
Ryan will move. Sheriff seconds.
and the sheriff. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. Okay, thank you very much. And at this time, we'll adjourn the prison board meeting. I would like to, director, solicitor, and guys here for
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you too. Oh. I may call you or email you.
Hey, Ally.
a question.
Ally, still there?
Ally.
Ally.
Okay. Am I also invited? All right, awesome. Thanks. Yeah, just let me know, Ryan.
Hey, Brian,
Okay, thanks.
Commissioner Massaro has asked us, whenever you're done there, just ask us